Business Takeout presents The Healthy Entrepreneur with Maxine Choy.
Welcome back. Everyone, thank you so much. Happy New Year to everyone, and welcome to the Healthy Entrepreneur Show. My name is Maxine Choy. I am your host, and my guest tonight is Doaa Ali. Ali is a rapid transformational therapist and um, also into hypnotism and things like that. And I really wanted to talk to you tonight because this is a different way of getting unstuck and getting out of your thought patterns in life and just breaking those barriers of self-defeating attitudes. And I really just want to dive in and talk about how you got into this and what it means and what we're looking at. But before we do, I just want to make mention that Business Takeout is a nonprofit social enterprise, and their mission is to increase Black wealth and empower Black entrepreneurs through education and different modalities to help them succeed. Please follow them on all social media platforms. This is on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and also Instagram. So let's dive right in. Doaa, please welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So let's hear it. Tell us about yourself right now. Then I start asking some questions.
My name is Doaa Ali. I am a rapid transformational therapy practitioner. So before I started working as a practitioner, I was I'm still an ESL teacher, and I'm also a federally accredited interpreter. And the way I got into RTT is that I was really passing through hardships in my life. I was at a point where I was in the middle of a tough divorce, and anxiety was through the roof. And I felt like every person who suffers with anxiety feel.
Right.
Usually, people who suffer with anxiety describe it as my mind is going out of control.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how I felt. I felt like at some point I used to tell myself, I just wish I have a remote control that I can stop that mind from thinking.
Yeah, well, anxiety does that to you. Like it
Yes,
makes you feel like you don't have control over your mind and
exactly,
even panic attacks as well, right? So I
exactly,
can see where someone can have lost
exactly.
control of just to be reasonable and sensible in life. So you were in a situation where you were going through a rough time and you what decided to become one, or like did you read up on it and what happened?
So what happened is that I started following spiritual teachers, psychologists, therapists online, and one of them to help me out. And one of them was Marissa Peer, the creator of the RTT method.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved what she was saying, and I learned a lot from her. And then at some point, Marissa uh, was um, was having an advertisement on Instagram about RTT, and then I thought to myself, "That's just for me. This is what I wanted to."
Yes. Okay.
I felt like this is my calling,
Right.
and I just applied, and they had an interview over the phone with me, and they just don't accept just about anyone. They have to make sure that your heart is in it, that you really feel that it's your calling, and I was accepted.
Nice.
And then in the matter of 9 months, which is the time I took from when I joined the course until I was graduated, I really my life changed a lot, and I
Just from the course. Yeah.
yes,
So
and
so what is a rapid transformational therapist?
so rapid transformational therapy is a modern hybrid method of therapy that is a combination of traditional hypnotherapy, talk therapy, NLP, CBT, neuroscience, and different other types of therapy. It is an empowering tool that provides people with really fast track methods or tools that help them control their minds, control their lives, and change their beliefs or reform their beliefs, if we can put it, reprogram their minds.
Oh, that's really cool. So, you said something about like hypnotherapy or something
Yes,
like that.
yes.
So does that mean that they go into a state of hypnotism when they seek to this for this type of method of therapy?
Yes, they do go into a state of hypnosis. We
Hypnosis, that's it.
Yeah, we do take clients into a state of hypnosis, and hypnosis is, unlike what people think, hypnosis is not something like juju or woo woo or anything. It is a normal state of mind. So, for example, if you it happens to you if you were driving on the highway and you miss the exit, you are in a state of hypnosis.
Yes,
Sometimes you're watching a show on the TV and you're so caught up in it that if any noise or someone, makes any move, you just feel startled. You
right,
were in a
right.
state of hypnosis. So hypnosis is a normal state of mind.
I see. So, what does this do for the person when you put them in hypnosis? Is it does it make them come out and tell you what you need to hear so you can help them? It looks like she's frozen, or maybe I am. I'm not really sure, but we're let's hope that she'll come back soon. And really, I just want to be able to ask her about the difference with this type of therapy as opposed to just going to a regular therapist who can help you by having you sit down and just talk about your problems and or talk about anything that you're struggling with, as opposed to this type. And one of the things that really made me want to talk to her was the fact that the hypnosis was involved, and also the fact that it transform you from whatever you've been stuck in for years and years and years, and how it has helped many of her clients. And I even personally thought of it myself, like thought of what, maybe I need to go to her to figure out why I'm not you know getting out of my rut, like just and this is just in terms of like making a decision, um, to do something for myself to change the journey of the direction of my life. And sometimes you need that. It doesn't necessarily mean that you go to a therapist because you are in like a very depressed state, or how do I say, I guess what I'm saying is that you can go to a therapist to help you in an area that you may not even realize is has been your block, right? So oftentimes, even as much as going to a like a holistic nutritionist who's going to help you with your health and well-being. And of course, once you get help with that, you start to feel better, you start to do things that promote that, and then everything else in your life starts to get the ripple effect so that you can transform your life. So in this case, the RTT is a method that is used to help a lot of people to deal with the hardships in life that they're going through. And I don't know if anybody here is watching, and if you are, and you want to just ask a question until she gets back, feel free to ask questions in the chat, and we will answer them. And if there's anything that you want to ask me as well, I'm totally open to that. But if anyone here has ever heard of it, or is even interested in learning more about it, I think she does offer complimentary, or sort of like um, a session where she would ask questions to analyze where you're at and if this is something that you need to do. Um, so other than that, I'm gonna wait here for her, um, and hopefully I'll entertain you as much as I can. um, yeah. So in terms of therapy and I guess like life coach, therapist, psychologist. Um, there's so many different types out there, and so many different ones that help people in different ways. So if this is something that you feel that you'd want to do, or want to inquire more about, I'm going to encourage you to reach out to her. She's a lovely lady. Oh, who's this? So somebody, intuitive touch. says, yes, exactly. RTT will help you to reprogram the beliefs that we programmed in us since birth. It's, yeah, you know what? And it's so true, because backstage we were talking and she was explaining that to me, and she's back.
Yeah. I just changed the place where I am because
Oh,
it's yeah, I don't know, the Wi-Fi disconnected suddenly, so I changed where I am.
that's okay. You know, if you use your cell phone, that actually
Yeah. No,
it's
I'm not
actually more.
using my cell phone. I'm using my laptop, but I just changed
Yeah,
where
the
I
laptop
am.
does that, and
Yeah.
that's why. Yeah, it's for some reason the cell phone just kind of works because it goes on to the other network when that
So,
happens.
anyways.
It's a StreamYard thing. Don't worry about it. I was just talking away,
Mhm.
um, and I was just talking to the audience about, like, basically the difference, right, and how something like this could be helpful to many people.
Yes.
And I mean, I encourage them to, to reach out to you and see how this can be something that could help them. I have some questions that I want to ask you.
Yeah,
Um,
sure.
so you said that when you were going through that, like, where did it take you in life? Like, after you said you did the course and it changed your life. So what did it make you do? Like, stop doing something that you're doing as a result of what you're going through, your divorce?
I was able to control my anxiety, that's for sure. I
Okay.
was able to identify the beliefs that I formed about myself, and that was caused by the programming that comes from childhood. So there is no doubt that childhood forms who we are. Like scientific proof is psychological research prove that. And the thing is, most of our beliefs about ourselves and life are actually not formed by us. They were formed for us, or they were made for us. They were made for us either by our parents, our teachers, our older siblings, our relatives, our religious figures. So they are basically not ours. So,
Absolutely.
so what RTT does is that it provided me with tools that I can remake those beliefs, that I can reprogram my subconscious mind and make my own beliefs, the beliefs that serve me. And of course, get rid of old beliefs that I formed about myself and life that don't serve me anymore.
Exactly. And as you can tell, I'm muting my mic because all of a sudden I'm in this cough spell.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really sorry, but I was listening to the whole thing, and I seem to be having my issues right now. Um, so just for the audience sake, this is so, I love how this is so real because things happen, right?
Yes.
So I will ask you, what can someone learn about this that is different than what they would, like, why would they choose RTT?
So the thing about RTT is that it can rid you of the old beliefs or the negative beliefs faster than any other type of therapy. So what can talk therapy resolve in a matter of years, RTT can resolve in a matter of 1 to 3 sessions.
Oh, for real?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
And that's because of the hypnosis part?
That not only because of hypnosis, because rapid transformational therapy is more than hypnosis. Yes, traditional hypnotherapy is in the core of RTT, but there are a lot other tools that we use, a lot of other powerful tools that we use that makes transformation really faster. And this is why we call it rapid. This is why it's called rapid
Makes
transformation.
sense. Rapid, yes, exactly. Okay, so my goodness, this has never happened to me before, and I'm so sorry.
No.
Anyway, so when do you think, and you may have answered this question really, so when do you think a person would need to hire someone for this type of service? Like, I mean, are we talking about, like, when you're at your breaking point, or just because you just need to figure out an answer? Like, when do you think?
So RTT can deal with any types of issues. It can deal with emotional issues, mental issues, physical issues. So uh, I know some clients who worked with practitioners who, some clients who suffered with issues like fibromyalgia, skin problems. Some of my clients, I worked with some clients who suffered with hair growth, and they reported after 1 month of the session that they started to see uh, to see that their hair is getting thicker and fuller. So it can deal with pretty much any issue.
Anything.
And
Anything,
I
exactly.
Yes.
I mean, sorry, my voice is not really cooperating today. I am so, like, this is so weird. Okay, excuse me. Okay, so would you, okay, so someone comes to you and you walk them through the whole process in which that you would help them. And you said it takes about 3 days for them to transform or to um to start to change, right?
So the session itself, no, not 3 days. The
Three
session
sessions.
itself takes from 90 minutes to 2 hours.
Wow.
And then after the session, we provide the client with a personalized recording. And this is actually one thing that makes RTT practitioners and therapists different from any other hypnotists or hypnotherapists, because
Right.
we don't make generic recordings. We make personalized recordings for the client,
Mm.
for every single client, and actually for every single session. So if a client works with me for a bit of a complicated issue, such as weight loss, for example,
Okay.
so some issues need more than one session, such as weight loss. Weight loss needs at least 3 sessions. So the client who will work with me will have a personalized recording at the end of every single session.
Okay.
So the session itself is supposed to rid the client of the issue, but the recording is supposed to make sure that the issue will never come back. And the
Really?
client, yes, and the client, I always ask the clients to listen to the recording for at least 21 days. And the reason is that neuroscientists believe that for us to form a new habit or to get rid of an old habit, it takes 21 days.
Absolutely, it does. It does.
Yes. So this is why we ask the client to listen to the recording for 21 days so that they would rewire their
Mm.
brain and reprogram their subconscious.
So, so you're saying that during this hypnosis, things are unearthed and it's recorded, and then you talk them through it after that to say, okay, this is what is happening and why you're doing what you're doing or whatever, and you make them listen
So
to it.
so this is how the session goes. I put the client into a state of deep relaxation or hypnosis, and then I regress the client to scenes from the past that is the reason that they attained or acquired this issue.
Mm.
So let's say that the client suffers with an issue like
Like
um,
say depression. I saw somebody ask,
yeah,
does it help with
like
depression?
depression.
Mm-hmm.
So the client is put into a state of deep hypnosis, and then I regress the client into 3 scenes, at least 3 scenes from their past. Those scenes usually from childhood. Sometimes it can be from adulthood, and those scenes are the root cause of why they ever acquire depression. Because when we come to life as babies, we're
We're
not
happy.
depressed. We're happy. Babies are never depressed. They're always happy. So somewhere somehow we
We're programmed.
acquire this habit.
Yeah.
Okay, we acquire this feeling, this
Habits,
negative emotion.
conditioning,
And the thing
lifestyle.
is, exactly. And the thing is, as and I quote Marissa Peer, the creator of the RTT method here. One of the rules of the mind is that your mind does what it thinks you
Mm,
want it to do.
it does.
So on a subconscious level, your mind thought that you need this depression, that you need this
Mm,
addiction. that you need
Interesting.
smoking, that you need anxiety, that you need to gain weight.
Mm.
So on some level, somewhere, somehow, you told your mind, or your mind got that this is good for you. It benefits you in some way. And it is not surprising that a lot of clients who suffer weight issues, scientific rather psychological research has proved that they suffered a history of sexual assault,
Wow.
and they gained that weight so that they would protect themselves.
Mm.
So somewhere, somehow, they
It
told their
makes sense.
mind, yes, they told their mind that, oh, I have to gain weight so I wouldn't look attractive. If I don't look attractive, I don't look beautiful, because we internalize, sometimes we feel we carry the shame
Mm.
and the guilt
Yeah.
that is transferred to us by the abuser. So
Yes.
somehow we feel that we are responsible for that. Oh, if I were not beautiful, if I were not that attractive, they wouldn't have done that. So
Right.
we
Right.
internalize it. And this is how our mind think, oh, then I better gain weight so I would protect myself. If I won't look beautiful, I won't look that attractive, and this way nobody will ever think to approach me anymore, or
Mm.
assault me, or abuse me.
Right.
So it's not surprising that research has proved that there is that link. So
Mm.
it not only applies to weight gain, of course, it applies to all other issues.
Yes, it does. No, it makes total sense. I totally understand how that, though your past, especially when it's traumatic, dictates the way that or can dictate the way that you see yourself and how you go about life and deal with major things, and or even just like not even progress in the way you really should. And it's a very common thing out there. It's very common among a lot of people. And even though sometimes we feel that we have sort of transformed our lives, and you know how you we go through periods of time where in our lives where we let go and forgive, um, I somehow think that there are certain things that you just don't really let go of, and it they're triggers that will bring it back. Let's answer some questions I saw that came up um, in the chat. I saw a few questions pop up. Okay, so Deborah Dear says, "Hello, ladies. Does the therapy help with weight loss?"
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. And we like I had great results with weight loss. And
Interesting. Yeah.
RTT, yes, RTT, of course, it helps a lot with weight loss. That's
Mm-hmm.
absolutely, as I just said, that there is a link between weight gain or obesity and a history of sexual
Yes.
assault. This doesn't mean that every
Doesn't mean
single
you've been sexually.
person
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
who that it's necessarily every single person who suffers with weight issues was subjected to sexual assault as a child. There might be a lot of other reasons.
But some of it is stemmed from that, is what you're
Yes,
saying. Okay.
yes. So as I just mentioned, when we regress the client, we find out what's the root cause of the issue, and
Yes.
then we rid the client of that.
Awesome. Okay. And there was another one. Phyllis Lodge asks if it's for depression. Yes, we.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's for
Oh, and she would like to contact you. Amazing.
absolutely, yes.
The
Yes,
information will be below. And Nadej Andre Carter says, "What exactly does hypnosis involve? Hypnosis
so
involve?"
hypnosis is a normal state of mind, as I mentioned before. It's so, for example, we go into a state of hypnosis all the time. So let's say you're driving over the highway and you missed the exit. You were in state of hypnosis. If you're watching the TV, or you're like very engaged in a show, and suddenly the phone rings and you just feel startled, then this is you were in a state of hypnosis. So hypnosis is pretty much a very normal state of mind. It is very similar to a state of relaxation, and actually scientific research proved that there is a similarity in the brain waves that our brain produces during meditation
Mm-hmm.
and hypnosis. They are very similar. So
Yeah.
our our brains produce several different types of waves. So
Yes.
in our state now, which is the conscious state, we are usually in the delta wave. But when we want to go to sleep, like the alpha or the theta wave, this is those are the types of waves that our brain produces before we go to sleep, or when we go into a state of sleeping. And this is the those are the waves that are produced during hypnosis as well. And
Right.
the reason we do this is that scientists found out that in order to reprogram our mind, uh, one or the easiest way to do that is to take our mind back to the same waves it used to produce when we were children. So from
Okay.
0 to 7 years old, the waves that we produce are theta and alpha. And
Theta
this
and
is why,
alpha.
yes, and this is why children's minds are so suggestible. Children are so suggestible. It's very easy to program children's minds, contrary to adults.
Mm-hmm.
While starting 7 years old, our minds start to produce the delta wave, and until the delta wave becomes prevalent.
Exactly.
So, if you think of the mind, you can think of the mind on two levels: the conscious mind, which is the state we're at now, and the
Mm-hmm.
subconscious mind. And
Right.
actually, the subconscious mind is the mind that runs the show.
Mm-hmm.
So you can, in other words, you can say that the conscious mind is the logical mind, and the subconscious mind is the emotional mind. And it
Yes.
is the mind where 90% of our beliefs about ourselves and about life and our feelings and emotions are in the subconscious. And it's responsible for 90% of the decisions that we make in our life.
Absolutely. It absolutely is. Definitely. So we had another so get up and move. I like that. Can't blame sense sorry, can't blame sense the feeling of a mother.
Yes, yes.
Can't babies. I can't see. Oh my goodness. Okay. Can't babies sense the feeling of a mother if she is depressed? With the child will the child be subject to on I can't read. This is crazy. It's
Yeah.
because I can't really see. If you can see that, can you read that for me, please? Because I'm
Yes.
not
So the
making a
question
mess
is,
here.
no problem. Can't baby sense the feeling of a mother if she is depressed? Will the child be subject
Subjected.
to take on those characteristics? Absolutely, yes.
Yes. Okay.
And
Wow. Okay.
yes, yes, absolutely, yes. And even when the mother is pregnant, the children can pick up on the emotions of the mother.
Yeah, I've heard
And
that.
later,
Yeah.
yes, and later in life, if the mother was in a state of depression, for example, when she was pregnant, most probably the
Mm-hmm.
child will be depressed later in life as well. They will be more
Really.
subject to depression than anybody else. And there were some I worked with some clients that when I regressed them back to scenes from their past, some of them were regressed to scenes when they were in the mother's womb.
Oh. Oh.
Yes,
Okay. Oh.
and
Wow. That's incredible.
yes, yes, one of the clients actually was regressed to. She was an adopted child, and she when I regressed her to one of the scenes, she she was regressed to a scene when she was in her mother's womb, and she could feel her mother's decision that she's going to put her into adoption.
Wow. That's profound. I didn't realize that. So do women pregnant women come to see you if they feel depressed? Let's just say.
I worked with pregnant women before, but it actually was not for depression. It
Okay.
was for birthing. They
Okay.
were having problems with birthing, so they wanted to have a certain feeling
Hmm.
when they are pregnant, and to have a certain feeling when they are giving birth.
I
So
see.
yes,
I
I
see.
did work absolutely hypnosis.
Wow, that's so interesting though. Okay. Well, I mean, this rapid transformational therapist thing is pretty cool and you've intrigued me. And I hope that the audience who's watching also was intrigued by it as well. And if they would like to learn more, they can certainly contact you. Um, I do want to thank you so much for sharing this information with us and being a guest on the show. Where can people reach you if they would like to reach out to get some questions answered?
Yes, of course. Yes, absolutely. They can reach out. Yes.
Yeah, so your information is just right below. I think that your Instagram is your website is hypno.com.
Yes.
So it's all
Liberated.
there. It's gonna be in the comments or in the description. And also you're on Instagram, but you're very new to Instagram, which we understand. So you'll be putting
Yes.
some posts up soon. But people can certainly follow you, right, on
Yes,
Instagram.
absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Absolutely.
awesome. So yeah, Phyllis Lodge says yes. Please definitely reach out to Doaa and see where this can take you. I mean, I think it's a great idea. I've been to places where people have been hypnotized, but it was more for like entertainment purposes. And I've heard now that speaking to you, I've heard of hypnosis being a form of helping people to figure things out or get things out or whatever the case may be. But I think that to have a therapist and to go through this process may be very very beneficial to a lot of people who are just going through so much um, challenging times right now. So thank you so much for explaining that and sharing your story.
Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me. It was a pleasure. I really enjoyed talking to you.
Oh, not a problem. I have one more question to ask you.
Go ahead.
So, when you're not doing any coaching, what is your favorite thing to do?
When I am, sorry,
So
repeat.
aside from what you love, which is your career, what is your favorite thing to do?
You mean my hobbies?
Yeah, hobbies, anything, any secret
Um,
passion, guilty pleasure.
I love reading.
Oh
Reading
yes,
is my best hobby.
it's knowledge.
Another thing that I love is writing. I write poetry.
Nice, nice,
Yes.
nice.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so Intuitive Touch says, awesome show, fantastic insight and informational. Thank you so much. And
Thank you.
with that said, I would like to thank all the audience for tuning in and asking questions and for watching wherever you are. Please stay well and be blessed. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoy our programming and want to help support Black entrepreneurship, please donate today. www.businesstakeout.com/donate.